Have you ever gone on dates or met anyone through like in person versus that you haven't met on social media?
Oh no, never. Yeah, I think it's mostly because I don't really. That would mean like having more experience maybe, or like putting myself out there more.
The world of online dating is a complicated one. Online dating used to be something that held a stigma. One would only go online to find a date or significant other if all other options had failed. Today, that is not so. The stigma has been removed from online dating. Many people freely use different apps and websites to meet people now. With the world becoming more centered around technology, dating, and searching for a mate has also become more centered on technology. There can be many benefits and drawbacks to online dating. There are definite safety risks with talking and possibly meeting with strangers. There's also the risk of being catfished and having the person you're talking to turn out to be fake. But what are the benefits that make these risks worth it? Is online dating that successful or helpful or even fun? Statistics say that there are actually many draws to online dating. Over 49 million people have tried it at least once. 66% of people have ended up dating someone that they met online. Even more than that, 1/5 of committed relationships and 17% of marriages are now reported to have begun online. Not only does online dating appear somewhat successful, but it also is becoming very widespread.
Okay, so what websites slash apps are you on?
Currently, just Tinder, but I used to have Tinder and Jack and Grindr, which are both like gay dating apps, basically. And I tried this one called Badoo, but I didn't really like it.
Why?
I think it's mostly for heterosexual people looking for someone, but it's not really. It doesn't really have that much of a gay community, yeah, in there. So I mostly just stuck to Tinder.
Yeah.
At the moment.
So why are you on Tinder, Grindr, Jacked, etc.?
I think especially for the gay community, makes it kind of easier to meet new people, especially if you want to either just hook up or start dating, because it's hard sometimes to know if someone is gay or bi or however they identify themselves.
Yeah.
So I think it makes it a lot easier to have a specific application or website where you can find people like that.
So are you looking for love or just purely physical relationships? Or both?
I don't know. I think right now, since I haven't been out my whole life, I think right now I'm just looking to meet new people, and I guess just kind of to explore my sexuality in that sense. But if I do meet someone that I can see myself going out with more often and eventually get into a relationship with, then I think that would be the ultimate goal. But I also think that it's hard because there's a big stigma of people just wanting to hook up online or on social or dating apps or hookup apps, as they call them. So I think it's difficult, but I would eventually like to be in a relationship with someone.
How long have you been on these apps? Years, months, days?
Oh, the first app I downloaded was Grindr, and I downloaded it, I want to say, it was years ago, but I don't know how many. I want to say at least like 5 years ago.
Have you met anybody from on there?
Yeah, the first person I actually decided to meet up with on Grindr is one of my really close friends right now. Like, we didn't hook up or anything. We're pretty good friends. He was actually my roommate and everything.
Oh, okay.
So, I met him through there, and then I've always been too scared of meeting people through there, so I mostly just talk to people. And the second person I decided to meet up with, we did go on a few dates and we did hook up, a bit, but it didn't really lead to anything. Well, he wanted it to, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only met like a couple of people on there.
Were there any occasions where you were threatened or scared for your safety?
No, not at all. I would have thought that there has been times, but no, not at all. No. I mean, there's some people that are kind of weird, but not to the point where I felt unsafe or someone who was catfishing me or like playing a joke on me or anything. No.
Yeah. Have you had any catfishes? Or have you catfished anybody?
No, I haven't, and I haven't had anyone do that to me. There is a lot of fake profile, especially on things like Grindr and Jacked, that like people, sometimes it's kind of obvious, like they have like model type pictures and their bio doesn't have anything, and the first thing they message you is like kind of promoting something, or you kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but you can kind of tell that it's leading to like, oh, go to this website to see me do something sexual, as in like they either, I don't know what they want from me. I don't really know like how they spam people, but I know that that's a thing, but it hasn't happened.
What's the main difference between Jacked and Grindr?
The main difference is that on Grindr you only have you only have one picture that people can see on your profile, and on Jacked you can have I want to say 3 pictures and then some like private pictures you can share with people. And the biggest difference besides the pictures is that you can, on Jacked, you can see who views your profile, and on Grindr you don't know. Anyone can view your profile and you never find out. So those are the biggest differences.
How often are those private photos nude photos?
I think pretty often. I think it's very
like 100%
common
of the
for
time.
them. I want to say not 100, but at least the people that have shared them with me, they have been like nude pictures, or for the most part, yeah. So I mostly always stick to the applications, which I find for me that they work a little better because I get to see a little bit about the person, at least a short bio, even though a lot of the times they're not the best way to get to know someone.
The gender divide on dating sites is almost equal, with slightly more males than females being present on the sites. The age range is very large. People under 25 and people over 60 report using online dating. Many also state that they are looking for a real relationship out of online dating and not just a hookup. The average online dater also spends an average of $243 a year to be on these sites. While many people seem to gravitate toward online dating, there is so much fear and hesitancy around it for many. People feel hesitant about the cost, their profile, the risk, and many other things. Most online daters will even end up quitting the site after 3 months. Statistics around dating apps are less well known as they are much newer and are still being explored. With all of this information, we also wanted to see what people's first-hand experiences were with online dating.
I reach for you, honey, you reach for me. You, honey.
And why? What was the purpose of you being on them? Why were you on Tinder?
I was pretty anti-Tinder before because dating apps scare me, but then my friend Lara, she dared me to get Tinder one night, and I did it, and then I ended up meeting someone, so it was cool.
How long have you been on Tinder?
I was literally on it for like 3 days, and then I
you
stopped,
met someone?
and I met someone else, yeah.
Oh my god. So for those 3 days, how often were you on Tinder? Like
A lot. I was like, straight. A lot.
Okay, so obviously you had a success.
I did.
But within those 3 days,
Were there any occasions where you were threatened or scared for your safety?
No. I mean, guys are creepy with the stuff they say, but I never felt threatened or anything like that.
What kind of stuff did they tell you?
You know, just guy stuff. Like, they get real sexual real fast. And it's
Okay.
like, I'm not gonna reply.
Did you, unmatch
Yeah.
once they said that?
Yeah, if they say creepy stuff, I'm never gonna talk to you.
Do you think you saw any catfishes?
Yeah, I'm sure. They have like ones with like modeling pictures, and I was like, that is not you. Yeah.
All right. Have you ever catfished before?
I have never catfished. I'm too cute to catfish.
Has anyone pretended to be you?
I don't know, not that I know of. Okay, so I met this one guy, and his picture was like really funny. Actually, he was like naked on like a countertop, so I was like, that's hella funny. I'm definitely gonna message him. And then I thought it was a joke, and when he asked for my number, I was like, you're funny already, so whatever. But then he was weird and started sending me pictures. Of like, he sent me a picture of like a butt plug and some cat ears, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm gonna try to find it so I can show you.
Okay.
And I like stopped replying because that was weird. And then he still sometimes texts me and he's like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while. And he said weird ass shit. He was like, have you ever had someone like snort coke out of your ass or like put Molly in your ass? And I was like,
No.
I have not. But it was funny, so I kept going with it.
Who messaged who first?
He messaged me first. I never messaged anyone first before. He messaged me first. And he said something like really cheesy. I think he said like, it's cuffing season and I don't want to be alone or something like really cheesy like that. And I wasn't gonna reply, but I was bored and I thought it was cute, so I just did it. And then he like kept asking me to come over. Like the first night he was like, I'll send an Uber to pick you up, and I was like, oh. But then a week later I was like, fuck it. And I went and we're still together. And I like him a lot. And we're like for real together, like, you know, not just Tinder together.
Yeah. How long have you guys been together?
The first time I met up with him was like right before Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
Cause then like I thought we were just gonna hook up once and then not talk anymore. But then the whole break he was like texting me and he was like, I can't wait to see you again. I was like, ooh, weird. But then when I came back, we hung out all the time, and now I'm over there like all the time. And we just went on a date, and he's so cute.
As we can see, the world of online dating is complex and everyone's experiences with it can be very different. Bad outcomes, good outcomes, no outcomes. Regardless, millions of people feel that it's worth a try and worth the experience. These apps, sites, and innovations have created several new ways of meeting people. There are people who do not agree with it, and others who feel it's the only way to meet new people. However, no one can say that it is not a phenomenon. Millions engage in online dating every second of every minute of every day. It's a very technology-heavy age, and this fact will only extend matters further. We call people online, we video chat, we have support groups online, we have sexual relations via phone and video. We even get ordained on the internet. And last but not least, we online date. So what's next?